Welcome back to Color Class. I'm Sarah.
I'm Lucinda.
And today we're going over a very uncommon color palette. This color palette is bringing light and neutral tones together. So before we get into it, don't forget to subscribe so we can bring more palettes to you. And we do have a bunch of new tools up on our website. All of you subscribers, remember, it helps build our channel, which then helps bring more tools available to you guys. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button.
Absolutely. And I have to tell you, I don't know if you're excited about this. I am so excited. Whenever we bring a new palette to you guys, it's kind of thrilling for me because it represents kind of a journey and a discovery and something that's new in the color analysis world, our light neutral palette. And this all started, our journey into neutrals started because so many people came to us for color analysis that said, I'm kind of neutral and nobody can do color analyzing. This happened so much that we started our research and we dug in and we were able to bring several neutral palettes into our palette family. So we don't have 16, we're about to have 20 neutral palettes. Well, the light neutral is really beautiful. It was so necessary because if you're light hair, light skin, light eyes, and Sarah will get more specific with the absolute traits, but if you're light, you don't have a lot of color saturation because that's what being light is. Just a little bit of saturation, just a little bit of color. So a light neutral palette is probably exactly what you need if you're light.
Mm-hmm. Also, if you dye your hair, like if you are somebody who is light and dyes their hair blonde or a warmer blonde, a cooler blonde, ash blonde, somewhere in that range, you kind of fall in that neutral area as well. And I will get more specific because when we talk about skin tone, your skin tone is most likely going to be neutral. It can fall a little bit warmer. It can fall a little bit cooler. Obviously, when you go to the extremes, then you're going to bump into like a light summer or a light spring. If you're warm, if you're cool, light summer. But sticking in that neutral area keeps you in the light neutral range.
Right. And by virtue of the fact that you're light, the extremes probably won't happen. You probably won't run into them. And one of the things that this is so perfect for are blonde movie stars. Blonde celebrities
that bounce around.
Well, yeah, because 1 week you'll see them and they're on the warm side, and 1 week you'll see them and they're on the cool side, and depends on what award show, and they're like
right.
Reese Witherspoon is one of those. She's always going back and forth.
But doesn't she have darker brows? I think she has darker brows.
I'm not saying she's.
Oh, okay.
But what I'm saying is, many of these celebrities, their hair is so light. And it just leans a little bit toward warm, just a little bit toward cool. And the neutral palette light neutral palette would be perfect for them.
Mm-hmm. Now, we talked about skin tone, but I want to get into hair because hair does have a neutral quality. Again, it can lean slightly warm. If you have like a slight little bit of warmth in your lighter hair, yes, you can still be in this neutral palette. Same goes for cool if it's an ash blonde, things like that. You have a lot of neutrality to you. It works. You know who? Oh my goodness, I'm now blanking.
Tilda Swinton.
Yes! Tilda Swinton. Tilda Swinton is a really good example because she's light. I've seen her kind of with a warmer blonde. I've seen her with red hair too. That totally counts that out. But I've also seen her with different array or shades of blonde in that area. She has lighter features, so she would fall into more of this light neutral.
And one word, Nordic. Nordic look. The people who have that Nordic look. Not the blondes with the dark eyebrows.
Yes, because that gives you contrast.
Right. People who look like they're from Nordic countries. That's kind of what we're talking about.
Last up, we have eye color. Eye color can be an array of shades. Remember, we don't put a ton of weight on eye color. It is considered, but we don't put a ton of weight because it's not something that is that prevalent. Like our hair encompasses our entire frame, our skin tone. Our eyes is a very small portion of that, But your eye tone can range as well. So hazel, but they do have to be a light hazel. They can be green, just a light green. They can be blue, gray, lighter versions of that. The moment we start bumping in clarity, that's going to push you out of the light category. So we talked about brows. If your eyes are deep, that's going to bump you out. If you have roots around your face that are growing out, that will give you more contrast, which right bumps you out of the light category. Light neutral shades, we are going to see a lot of greens, a lot of purples, a lot of pinks in this palette. Right, we're mixing in a little warm, a little cool, kind of creating this neutral range. We always talk about blues and greens and purples being more of a universal color. All we're doing is just lightening those shades to bring neutrality to the neutral, the light neutral. So your goal, if you're out shopping, keep it in the light range. So remember, 6 dominant characteristics, you're shopping light, and you can wiggle a little to the warm, a little to the cool, but don't go to the extremes. Stay in that middle range. Now, if you're interested in this palette, you can download it over on our website. I would highly recommend it. Or you can come join us over on Patreon. If you think you might be in the light category, you can do a color analysis with us on our website, or you can hop on over to Patreon. So if you're interested in any links we mentioned, they will be down in the description as well. Also, our social media channels there too. If you're trying to reach us, find us down there. So thank you for joining us today. Lastly, I'm Sarah.
I'm Lucinda.
This has been another color class, and we'll see you in our next video.